I don't know if you...
What up, everybody? It's your boy, Rashan, and we're back again with another video. And I have some special guests with me today, so I'm just going to let them introduce themselves.
Okay, hey, I'm Peyton.
Hey, I'm Zakia.
And recently, we were all accepted into Howard, #HU23, whoop whoop. And so today, we're going to share with you our stats and what we did to get in and what we think can help the future class of HU24. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, so we're going to start off with our GPA. And by the way, our school is on a 100-point scale, which translates, well, we're going to tell you what it translates to on a 4.0 scale. So.
Okay, so my GPA is a 99.86, and that translates to a 4.0.
My GPA is like a 92.35, we're just going to say that. So that translates to a 3.8.
And mine is like a 96.88, so that also translates to a 4.0.
And so as you guys can see, we all got in with various GPAs, so although they may have like a requirement, the GPA does range, I would say. So next we're going to share the classes that we took, or like advice as far as classes, I guess. So.
I think I took 5 AP classes, and we also are dual enrollment students, so that means we just take, well, we take 2 courses at Georgia State, and I feel like that did help us. So yeah.
I agree with that. I took 4 AP classes, and they say that they like prepare you as far as the rigor, but I feel like for me, the dual enrollment classes have been more beneficial because it's like you're actually on the college campus, and I feel like that's closer to what we're actually going to do when we go to college versus the AP course. So I would say I like the dual enrollment courses over the AP course.
Okay, I took 5 AP classes and 2 dual enrollment classes, and I feel like dual enrollment is probably your best option, especially if you're considering Howard, because your dual enrollment credits transfer, so you will be able to come to the school with already having college hours basically. And it's kind of harder to translate your AP scores because if you don't get a 4 or higher, then it won't be able to transition those points. So if you already take the dual enrollment class and pass it, then you automatically get those hours. So I would recommend dual enrollment.
Yes. So we're gonna share our scores. So I know I took the ACT. Well, I took the SAT and ACT. My SAT score was terrible. So I took in the beginning of like junior year, I took both to see which one I scored higher on, and I ended up scoring higher on the ACT. So I kept working with that one to get the score, and I ended out with the 24 on the ACT. So that's the score I applied with.
So I basically did the same thing as Rashan. I took the ACT first, and then I also took the SAT like a month later, and I ended up scoring better on the SAT, so I stuck with the SAT, and I ended up getting an 1190 on the SAT. But also I feel like if you do Howard, if you want to go to Howard, they do super score. So that just basically means that if you take the SAT one time and you get like a higher score in math, and for the second time you get a higher score in reading, then you can send both scores and they will take the math score from the first one and the reading score from the second one. So that was good.
I didn't do it how they did. I should have. I didn't take the SAT, and I only took the ACT once, and that's a tip I would give to don't do that. Like, well, first I think you should do prep, because prep will definitely help you if you can, and then secondly, take the test as much as you can, because not only is it going to help your chance getting into the school, but it also help you get scholarships. So my tip is to like just keep taking the test as much as you can. But I ended up having a 29, and I kind of just settled with that. But yeah.
All right. So next are extracurricular activities. So I'll say some tips as far as extracurricular activities. No matter what you participate in, I would say like you can have a long list of extracurricular activities, but if you haven't been active or held a leadership position, they don't hold as much weight as an applicant who was in 3 for like their whole high school career and they're a president. So I would say to seek leadership roles in all the extracurricular activities that you do participate in.
I really do agree with that. Because I just know for like some of the scholarships, they'll say like, what activities have you done? And then they'll ask like, what was your position? And sometimes it's not like a type in, but they have choices, and it's like president, secretary, treasurer, and it's like if you were none of those, then it's like it doesn't hold as much weight. But I also want to add, I think it's a good idea to, which I didn't do, but to take something in like different sectors. So like make sure you do like an arts, then make sure you do like your community service, because a lot of them ask about community service too.
They do, yeah.
Community service, your art. So like if you do band, orchestra, then you want to do a sport. You just want to be like have something in each sector.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I agree with them, especially with the leadership role. And to add on to that, the school looks at kind of like your background of like what you do, and if you're really passionate about something, a good tip is to like start a club or start something in that field, and that'll kind of help you get the leadership role you need with that, because I mean you're like a co-founder and you created it, so like a school seeing that you created a club or some type of organization and something that you're passionate about kind of helps you to like with your application.
And they do a holistic review, so I would say it's more important just to I don't want to say book smart, but be more than just your grades or your score. Have more to offer to the school.
Yeah, because there are a lot of cases where people had really high ACTs, like almost perfect scores, but they didn't have any extracurricular, and that affected them.
All right, and so next we'll talk about something we wish we had known. So I applied for the School of Communications because my major is television and film. So I did get in, but I just wish maybe, because I didn't know that there would be a supplement essay. I mean, it wasn't hard to complete, but I just wish I could have done some stuff relating to my major, I guess, to make myself more marketable. But I guess the result was fine because I did get in. But I would just say, if you say you want to go into a field, have some practice or have done some stuff, internships, camps, things of that nature, to make yourself, like, show your interest, basically.
To add on to Rashan, I think it's important to research the field that you want to go in, and also research that school, like not even just for Howard, but research the school that you're applying to. Because for me, I'm trying to go into the School of Arts and Sciences, which basically I want to act, and I wish that I would have had more experience with this, because now I have to do an audition, so I kind of have to like prepare for that now on the short end, instead of like having a lot of experience in the past where I could have been more prepared. So I do want to say, make sure you do your research as to what the school will require in order for you to get into the certain program that you want to get into.
Something I wish I would have done, I think market myself, or like reach out to people in the school, because I feel like knowing people, it holds like way more weight than just like applying. Like getting to know people, marketing yourself to them, it helps your application a lot. So I would suggest doing something like that. That's something I wish I would have done.
Yeah, piggybacking off what Peyton said, I would say, well, as far as like some advice, that's kind of what I did. I got in contact with the Howard Alumni Chapter of Atlanta. They're like very active. So I would say wherever city you're in, see if there is a chapter and try to get in contact with them, because they let you volunteer at different events. And then again, it just gets your name out there, and then they'll vouch for you when the time does come. So
an advice that I want to give is, a lot of times people give you advice. They're like, make sure you stay focused, make sure you start early. A lot of the stuff revolves around like work, but I actually want to advise people to find a way to like help you relieve your stress, a way to relax, because I can say like this has been the most challenging year like throughout my entire high school career, and I was like really overwhelmed a lot of times, and I had to find a way to deal with that stress. And even if it's just like taking 10 to 15 minutes just to relax or like watch a show or something, it will help the quality of your work. Instead of like being stressed out and overwhelmed and like just getting through something, it's better to take like that pause, and then you'll have more energy and like more motivation to finish it with a like good outcome.
And for me, it was kind of like, well, I don't know like if you guys are religious or not, but it was kind of like me being worried. But then it was like, for me, as far as my stress, I just had to result in faith and knowing that I did my part as an applicant and a student, and I just had to trust in God on the rest of it.
A tip I could give is make sure you're like applying to a bunch of scholarships. I know a lot of people, they'll be like, well, I'm probably not going to get it, so I won't do it. And I think that's not a good idea. Like, as many scholarships you can get, apply. And also like stay organized. Like, I know some of us, we make like spreadsheets and stuff just to make sure like we can stay organized, see what date the scholarship is due, or anything like that you can mark off. So like staying organized and applying to every scholarship you can, because the money at the end will hopefully be like your factor.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
And also, like she was saying about applying regardless, I know sometimes like so say for example, I know when I posted the video of us getting in, someone like DM me and they're asking like they were like, my scores aren't that high, my GPA and that type of stuff. And I was telling her like, say for example, you're usually like a really good student and like something happens, if that's like out of the ordinary, I would say express that in your essay, because that's like your story. So you should like share, basically tell them, what am I trying to
market
say?
Yourself.
Yeah, market just kind of, but like to explain I don't know what I'm trying to
Basically,
say.
explain what you went through.
Yeah, because that can help you.
Explain what you went through, and then explain how you overcame it. Because you're gonna go through many other challenges when you even when you get into college. And so explaining that like you were able to persevere and get through it, then they do want to hear that. But to piggyback off of what you said about the scholarships, I think it's important. Like you can even start that even if you're in the 9th, the 10th, 11th grade. It's like scholarships even in the younger grades. And I mean, I feel like people told us this, but like we never actually took the time to find them and do them. But I feel like that's really important. And then even, okay, for me, I didn't start scholarships in the 11th grade because I felt like I wanted to keep retaking the SAT to get my scores higher. But there are so many scholarships that don't even ask for your SAT or your ACT scores. And you can do those, and you can get those with just like an essay, or they might even just want you to submit a video. So I feel like that's important. Like you can start those as early as you want.
Oh, I have another tip too. Our school is relatively small, so we are able to have like a really good connection with our counselors. But if you go to like a really big school, I would say take the initiative to like get to know your counselor, so they can like when you get those recommendations, that can also be a big factor into your application. And if your counselor doesn't know you, then that doesn't really help you at all. So it's like putting yourself out there and getting to know the people, because you're gonna need them for these applications.
Okay, so for the Common App, another thing you can get as far as getting started early with Common App, well, we were kind of lucky, like Peyton said, our school is kind of small. So at the end of our junior year, after we had taken like the state mandated test, our counselor did come around and we were able to like start on our Common App. So we put like our extracurriculars in and everything, because basically for Common App, it's basically the same for every school. And if you do want to change it, it would be your essay. Like for example, I had a different essay for Howard. I did like a special one. So basically, I just had to change that essay when I did apply to the schools. So you can get started on that early or whenever you want to.
And a tip for that, I would say, well, I guess it depends on what topic you did. I chose the topic where it was kind of like a free write, basically. I got to talk about what I wanted to. And it kind of piggybacks on what I was saying earlier. Like, talk about something you're passionate in, because if you write a really strong essay about something that shows like in your resume, it kind of just builds the strength on your application, and they can tell that you would bring something to the school and that you're passionate about something. And I think that's what schools like to see.
To add on for the essay, I feel like you should start that early. And also, I'm gonna just tell y'all, use Google Docs just to make sure that your stuff does not delete. So I did mine in Google Docs, and then I copied and pasted it into Common App. But make sure that you do it early enough so that you can get enough people to look over it and edit it, because you don't want to wait till the last minute and it's like minor mistakes. I mean, it may not affect you as much, but I feel like it's better to do it earlier just to make sure like they can catch something. Oh yeah,
that's
I know
for me.
Let me get people to check it. Yeah, for me is for Howard there was a supplement essay, but I ended up putting the wrong major, and we like started the essay and it was the wrong supplement because I put in the wrong major. And so luckily my mom caught it and we were able to like redo it. But I just feel like it's a good thing that I started early, because if I would have waited till the last minute, then my essay may not have been as good as it was.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely get people to check, a bunch of people to check over it, because you might not see something. Somebody might have a different way, like of viewing how you could write your essay. So definitely get a bunch of people to check over it. And
I also say like everything that you do right, keep up with it, because like as I've been applying for scholarships, the same questions get asked over and over again, and you can just recycle the same stuff, so it'll make it easier. Google Docs, like she said. But yeah, that's it. We want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, tell a friend. And can I get a HU, on 3? 1, 2, 3. HU, you know.